for you. Yeah. Okay, so it's up to you. If you're like, hey, I want to take a few years for me. I'm young. I'm going to develop into a beautiful, healthy woman. I'm not out there going to have sex. You shouldn't be having sex anyway, because that should be for marriage, right? That's just me being mama hen Christian, looking back at my younger years, thinking how foolish I was, you know, and even into like my early 20s. But now it's like, wow, if I could have done it over again, I really would have spent the 20s, when I had all that HGH, I would have spent my 20s paying attention to myself, working on my fertility, making sure everything is healthy, you know, not giving my body to any man, you know, really priding myself and taking care of myself and not putting myself on birth control, because that's sterilizing. It's the worst thing you can do. So there are other ways, anyway, that's another subject, but there are other ways for family planning. So yeah, it says, you also write, when on my weight gain journey, what can I do to make sure I'm gaining healthy weight that will benefit my girls and not just go to all the wrong places? Any food suggestions? That one is kind of a tough one, because if you're already placing fats in the wrong area, I'm going to tell you, that is going to be your priority one spot where it's going to go. And I know this from experience, because even though I was skinny, I didn't have a healthy BMI, but then when I did get to that BMI, I discovered that my eating habits from when I was a kid affected my adulthood as where the fat would go. So if you have fat on your stomach right now, your abdomen, your belly, and you're skinny, it's going to go there. And I'm just going to tell you honestly, the fat is going to go there first, because you've already got fat there to begin with. So when you lose weight, they shrink. They don't go away. They shrink. So like, I'm skinny right now, but I'm telling you, I've got all those tiny little fat cells ready to expand and grow and multiply when I start eating more. I feel like I'm going to be interrupted right now. I may have to pause this video. But anyway, I'm going to keep going. If that makes any sense. So it's first in to where you already have these fat cells, whether you're skinny, normal, or overweight, you know? If you're overweight and you tend to gain just in the hips and never up here, guess what? You can lose that weight. It's just going to shrink. And you can try this program and it's just going to go there first. And then it's going to go here. So it doesn't matter what your BMI is, as far as where the fat is going to go. Now, if you have a flat stomach already, I wouldn't worry about it. All it is just gaining the weight. From this point on, as you're on your gaining weight journey, you're rerouting, or you're going to route from that point on here, because you're going to be using the pump, you're inviting the circulation, you've got the herbs, the hormones now. It's all going to go to the right places, because this is going to dominate the stomach area, because there's nothing there. It's not supposed to be there. And it may also go down there. It may go to both, no problem. So if you tend to gain here and you're trying to grow, you know, down there, expand it. It's the same thing. You've already got fat dominating up here. So when you introduce it, you're going to have a hard time getting fat to go there. Not to say that you can't do it, because you can. It's just, it's going to be a little tough. So don't let it discourage you, but like with me, it was tough. I started gaining weight, and I started gaining more in the belly, and then I started gaining here. This was like not priority first. This was like second priority. But I was still able to get something going there, and eventually it started happening. So yeah, if that makes it clearer for you, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But that's pretty much how it works. So hopefully you're already flat in the stomach. and you didn't have any bad eating habits from the past where you're just like eating whatever. Okay, so food suggestions, I mean, just eat clean. You want to stay away from just bad processed foods. If it's in a box or package, if it's commercialized, you know, like commercialized dairy, stay away from it. But you don't have to get, you know, weird about it. Just don't overdo it. When you overdo it, it tends to just go to that first priority place even more. So don't overdo it. Stay away from all the sugar. The sugar is like probably the worst thing. The sugar and commercial dairy. If you want dairy, do raw dairy, whether it's cheese or milk. But sugar, stay away from sugar because that's going to up your androgens and that's going to give you more estrogen dominance as well as testosterone. And I know that from personal experience. It's going to wear out your adrenals as well. So stay away from all the sugar stuff. Maple syrup, if you want a sweetener, maple syrup, stevia, but honey, you know. But sugar, stay away from the white sugar. Stay away from that chocolate with all that sugar. Just stay away from that stuff. That alone is going to help you a lot. And just eat high enzymatic foods, fruits. A lot of the fruits. Lastly, does Vaseline make the boobs grow? It's a couple of videos on YouTube saying if you massage, you'll see results in 30 days. I think it's bullshit, but people who swear by it, maybe they added something else into that Vaseline, because Vaseline is a barrier forming. It just forms this like topical barrier, so it can seal in moisture, it can seal in things. So it's great if you want to like seal in moisture, lock in moisture, but it's a derivative of petroleum as far as what I know. There's nothing nutrient dense about it. It's like putting fuel on your breast. I don't think so. And I think the only reason why it works for lashes is because it seals in the moisture and it prevents the breakage. So for lashes and hair, I think it's great, you know? Just put something in it, like with nutrients, you know, something like silica or, you know, hyaluronic acid, something in there. But as far as topical for the skin, we're taking it in. I just don't think it's the best thing for your body. I think it's detrimental because it's a derivative of fuel. That's petroleum or petroleum, whatever you want to call it. It's just, there's nothing special about it, you know? So I don't think so, but you can try it. I think the massage itself probably stimulated something for those women. The massaging itself just maybe brought a little more circulation and nutrients there. But Vaseline, no, I don't think so. Unless you're talking about Vapor Rub, that might be a different story, because Vapor Rub does have like, I think it has like terpenes in it. It has like menthol, like that's a whole nother story. If you're talking about the stuff, the Vapor Rub, possibly yes. Possibly yes. So, yeah, you might want to research that, the Vapor Rub. Possibly. I think it's like a vasodilator or something. I think it does something with the blood vessels. So, yeah, I hope that answers your questions. You have a decision that you are going to have to make. So I know this was long. But yeah, all right. I may hear from you soon. Hopefully, good news. See you later.